you so much for us. Today is all about modeling chocolate, which might seem a little daunting, but we're just going to go through everything you need to know about it and how to use it. We're going to be focusing on making a cute teddy bear, and this one is Valentine's Day focused, but really you can make this for any occasion. It would even really be cute for a baby shower cake, and that's why I have a little blue teddy bear right here. But we can go to the overhead camera and I'll start showing all the supplies we're going to be using today. So I have two different size modeling chocolates. We have the 1 pound, which I have in the deep brown and the white. And then I also have our newest addition to the modeling chocolate line, which are our 4-ounce modeling chocolates. And these just hit Michael's shelves about a week ago. So I'm sure you've seen those if you've been in the store. I have those in black and red, and those are available. This is also fun because most of the colors of the modeling chocolate at Michael's has just been the white, the brown. So now with the 4 ounces, you're able to get fun colors like the red. We have pink, purple, blue, the black. And what's fun on the back is they all have little fun projects you could do for different toppers. So for the black, there's a cat, and then for the red, there's a little crab. And if you go out and get any of the other colors, you'll see some different projects on there too. So we have the 1 pounds and the 4 ounces. And then I also have edible glue. This is just going to help us attach some pieces together. Sometimes you need edible glue when working with modeling chocolate. Sometimes it sticks to itself. If you don't have edible glue, you can also use some water. I have just an offset spatula and like a bench scraper, just in case if I need it to help me cut any pieces of the modeling chocolate. And I do have a silicone mat to work on as well. I have a heart cutter because we're gonna make our bear hold a little heart like this one here. And I have a ball tool, which you don't necessarily need to use, but it helps to create the little eye sockets. I have a paintbrush to apply the glue if I need, or if we needed to apply any water. And I have 2 toothpicks. One is going to help us with the structure to attach the head to the body. And then one is going to help us get that furry texture. I have gloves, and I'll talk about those soon, why those are nice to have. And a rolling pin. And then I also have a knit mold. This might be a little different than the one that you guys have if you purchased one from Michael's, but it's going to give the same effect. And that's for the heart. If you don't have a knit mold, you could just cut out a regular heart. You don't have to have a knit texture, but I thought it was cute. So I have that. Okay, so let's get started and we'll talk a little bit about modeling chocolate. If you guys have any questions as we move through the class, please put them in the chat. Joyce will either be able to answer them herself, or she can ask me questions if it's about the project or anything like that. I'm going to put gloves on when working with modeling chocolate because it is chocolate based and it's oil based as well. And my hands tend to run hot. So with modeling chocolate or any chocolate product, it doesn't really like heat because it's going to either want to melt or the oils are going to want to come out. And that's okay if that does happen. You just want to let it rest while that happens. But I find wearing gloves kind of helps as a nice barrier between the heat of my hands and the product. So that's why I have gloves. If you have cold hands, you're in luck. That's really great. If you do have hot hands and you don't have gloves, you can also keep a really cold towel near you to pat your hands with, and then make sure they're dry before you use it again. That helps get your hands cooler. And then I'll try to overwork a piece of modeling chocolate so that you can see what will happen if it does get to be too hot. But if it does get to be that way, you can just put it to the side and let it rest, and it will eventually come back to its normal self. Today we are going to start with the brown, and then we're also going to combine some of the brown and the white to make a lighter chocolate color. because that's going to be for the details on the belly and the paws and the ears. So right out of the package, the modeling chocolate is going to be firm because it is chocolate based. So that's why I also have these spatulas over here to help me cut out a portion if I need to. And as you open this, you're going to instantly get a chocolate aroma. It smells so good. You could just eat this out of the bucket. It's that good. Okay, so I'm going to cut a portion of this off. You could see it's really hard because it's chocolate based. You might be able to break some off, but it's really hard. So it's better to just use a knife or some sort of spatula to cut off a portion. I'm going to just cut some out. I'm not really measuring how much, but I'm going to cut more than I need in case so that it's out. But as you warm the modeling chocolate, or as you like press it between your hands, it's going to start to get pliable. And you're going to be able to create a lot of really cool things. So the reason why people use modeling chocolate to make sculptures or toppers is because it has a long working time. Because it's chocolate based and oil based, there's nothing to kind of make it dry out in a sense. So you have a longer working time, and it also allows you to smooth out some edges and to make things look seamless. So we'll do that too when we're making our bear. But you'll notice here how it seems like, how is this going to be pliable? It's crumbling out of the pail. That's just because it's firm out of the pail. As soon as we start to get this warm in between our hands, it's going to come together. Like already between me just pressing this in my hands, it's coming together into a ball. So I'm just going to, you can also work with small pieces at a time and then put them together. I know some people, if they're making a big sculpture or something like that, if they have to use a lot of modeling chocolate at a time, they'll even plop the modeling chocolate in the microwave for like 5 seconds at a time, just to help to get it to be a little bit soft. All right, so I'm just warming this up in my hands. And what's also great is because of the fact that it's oil-based, we don't have to be as worried as it drying out as if we would fondant. If we were working with fondant and I had this color out and I wanted to come back to it later, I'd have to wrap it up and make sure that it's not exposed to air for too long, or else it will start to dry out and crack. Modeling chocolate is different. You don't have to worry about it drying out. Okay, so now this is all coming together, and we're going to work with small pieces at a time. So really, I just wanted to get this out and start to make it a little bit on the warmer side. And then anything that crumbled off, you can just pick it up with the modeling chocolate. Okay, so now that my brown is out, you could see how it's starting to get softer from the warmth of my hands. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side, and then I'm going to take out my white because I'm going to create a lighter chocolate color by mixing the white and the brown. But first, before mixing them, it helps to get them both soft so that it easily combines. So you just take the food safety seal off, peel open the lid. And again, this one's just as firm. And I'm just going to take a portion of the white off. It's probably more than I need. Really, we're just, with this color, we are just going to mix it with a little bit of brown to make it a lighter brown, and it's just going to be for the details, so we don't need much. Put that to the side. And what's great is that this modeling chocolate does come in a bunch of different colors, so you don't have to worry about coloring it. And I know coloring chocolate-based things or oil-based things can be a little tricky because you have to use specific colors to do so. You can't just use regular gel food coloring. Okay. You always want to make sure that it's wrapped up tightly again and placed back in the pail or a plastic bag or something. You'll see that these, I already opened this one earlier, but you'll see that these come in a mini version of the pail, which are adorable. And then the colors in there. And I already opened it, but it does have a food safety seal on top. So we'll get to that soon. Okay. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of chocolate for the dark brown, and I'm going to mix it with the white. I'm not measuring. You want to make sure that you have more white than brown so that you do end up getting a lighter brown color. We just want something to contrast the dark brown color so that we can have an area for the belly and the paws and the ears. So now, just like if we were mixing fondant colors together, we're just going to mix these together. And we're just going to keep kneading until it's completely combined. So if you are in a warmer climate, or if it's summertime and you're working with modeling chocolate, you just want to make sure that you want to try to work in a room that's definitely air conditioned, or on the cooler side so that it's easier to work with, because it might seem harder to work with in the hot temperatures because it is chocolate based. I do want to try to get a piece to be a little overworked so that you can see what would happen. I'm going to take a small piece and I'm just going to start kneading it a lot, and you'll start to see that it starts to get a nice sheen, but it will get to a point where it's like too overworked and it's going to be too hard for your hands to work with because it won't want to do anything. But you might be able to see already that it's starting to get, might be hard to see on the camera, but it's starting to get a little bit of a sheen. But you can see how soft it gets just from kneading, which is amazing. It starts as this product that's harder out of the pail, but as you start to get to work with it, it gets nice and soft so you can do things with it. Modeling chocolate isn't just for sculpting things or making figurines. You can also roll it out and cover a cake with it. You can cover cookies with it. It tastes amazing. So if someone doesn't like fondant, you can always go the route of modeling chocolate. Okay, so we're going to start with our dark brown color. And first we're just going to get the shape of the bear down. It might not look really pretty as you're working with it until we get the texture on it. That's when it's going to really all come together. But I did want to show that you can do the bear in a color like this one over here, or you could do a little brown teddy bear. You can go either route. So we're just going to portion out, depending on what you're doing with this teddy bear, if it's going to be a cake topper. Like for example, I have this cake over here, and the blue bear was on this cake. And it's perfectly on there. So it depends what you want to do with these teddy bears. If you want to make a bunch of small ones and put them on cupcakes, you could do that. So that's all going to depend on the ratio of chocolate that you work with. I'm going to go with like a small cake topper, just like around the size of these ones. So I'm going to take some chocolate. We're going to work on the body first. So really what you want to do is you want to form a circle. So to do that, make sure you have your modeling chocolate. Start rubbing it in between your hands. And don't worry, if you do have gloves, you might notice that it's making the modeling chocolate a little wrinkly, depending on how loose the gloves are on you. And if you're finding that it's too difficult to wear gloves, you don't have to. And it's okay if there's wrinkles because we're going to be adding texture to this bear anyway. So you won't even see those. I think. Okay. So now that I have a circle, next I'm going to start to go like this. And that's going to kind of make a tapered shape so that the bottom half is larger than the top half. And this is going to be the body of the bear. So it should start looking like this. So you started with the circle. Or I'm sorry, you started with a round ball. And then you're going like this with your hands on one side of it to kind of make a tapered shape. Okay. So once you get that shape, then you're going to take a toothpick. And this is going to just kind of give it some stability and just make sure that the head and the body stay attached. Modeling chocolate does have amazing stability, though. That's another reason why people use it for structures. A lot of times people make their own structures like with oil and all these things, and then they attach the modeling chocolate to it, and that kind of makes the topper a little bit lighter and not as heavy. But today we're using all modeling chocolate.
And Rice Krispie treats.
Or like, yeah, or Joyce said Rice Krispie treats. That's what sometimes people use because that's lighter and airier than modeling chocolate. So they'll make the shape out of that and then they'll use the modeling chocolate to coat it and be able to sculpt with it. Or styrofoam. Some people use that too. Okay, so I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm just going to insert it at the top. And I'm going to leave enough. You know, just make sure you're not piercing the bottom, but you want to leave enough room so that you're going to be able to stick the head on top. Again, don't worry about any of the texture that you're creating on the modeling chocolate right now, because we're going to go in with the other toothpick and create a fuzzy texture. Okay, so next we can make the head. This is the part that I kind of find hard at first until it all comes together, because I want to make sure that the head is the right proportion. Sometimes when I put it on, I think the head looks too big. I think someone asked a question, but I didn't see it.
Does it sink more into the cake doing it this way?
I don't find that the topper would sink into the cake with the modeling chocolate. It depends how heavy of a topper you're doing. If you're making a big topper and you want to put it on top of the cake, you want to make sure that it's not going to collapse the cake. You might want to put some dowels into your cake before you cover the top of it to make sure that it has stability and it's not going to collapse the cake. But something this size definitely won't collapse the cake. Okay, so now I'm just working on the head of the bear. And just want to make sure that it's the right proportion. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Once I add the legs and the arms, I might want to make it the body a little shorter. So this is also the beauty of modeling chocolate, is as you're working with it, you can constantly make changes. If you're working with fondant and I were to make this shape out of fondant and I leave it out for 5 to 10 minutes, fondant already starts its drying process as it's sitting out in the air. So you're going to instantly, as it sits for even 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to start to get a crust on the outside, because that's just the properties of the product. Whereas modeling chocolate, you can let it sit out and you can fix it and work with it for hours. And that's why people use it to sculpt with it, because sculpting something very intricate takes hours or days even. So that's why they choose to work with this, because they have a longer working time. Okay, let's see. I think this is a good proportion. But guess what? If it ends up not being a good proportion, I can always just start over and make a new head because that's the beauty. You can take pieces off and start over. Okay. So we've got the head and the body. So it looks like this. It always looks weird as you are making it, but as it all comes together, it will be very cute. I was saying earlier before I started this class, if I have time, I want to see what the bear would look like if I added little hearts all over it, because I've seen a bunch of teddy bears like that with a bunch of hearts, and it would be really cute, or putting hearts on the little pads of the feet and the arms. So I might try that if I have time.
I want to know if you had your own bakery.
Someone asked if I have my own bakery. I do not have my own bakery. I have a cupcake business that I started when I was in high school that I just do out of my house, and that is just on an order basis because I do work full-time with Satin Ice, but I do not have an actual storefront bakery. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to start with the arms and the legs. So figure that the arms are going to be a little bit smaller than the legs. So first we're just going to create little balls of the modeling chocolate, and then we're going to form those into kind of a tapered log shape to create the arms and the legs. First, and what I might do, this is something I do to help me proportion things out, is I might form the balls, form the actual one arm or one leg, just to see if this is a good amount to be using. Like this might be too much for the arms, but it might be perfect for the legs. I think these are going to be the size for the legs. So you want to just make sure that you're trying to use the same amount of modeling chocolate. So those will be used for the legs. What color can be used to color modeling chocolate? I always recommend buying the pre-colored product, just because it's colored to a beautiful, vibrant color, and you're not going to mess with the properties of the product as you're needing other color in. But if you do have to color it, I would recommend using the Satin Ice candy color, food color, which is oil-based. If you don't have that, you can also get powdered base color to color the modeling chocolate as well. Okay, so now that I have these size for the legs, I'm going to create just slightly smaller for the arms. And if as I'm working with this, I see that they need to be smaller or bigger, then we can go from there, but all right, that looks pretty good. So once you have your balls of modeling chocolate, you're going to start creating a tapered log shape. And what I mean by that is, again, you're going to use that same technique like we did for the body, where you're going to just kind of work on one side to roll out to create the leg or the arm. And I like to keep one end like a little fatter, because that will be where we'll put the pad for the foot or the hand or the legs, or the arms or the legs. That's for the leg. So what I did there, and here's where I'm saying, where I said earlier, sometimes modeling chocolate likes to stick to each other, sometimes it doesn't. If it's warm enough, I feel like I have no problem getting it to stick. But if I need some help, that's when I'll use my glue, or if you have some water, you can use some of that, but you really need the tiniest bit. I love the Satin Ice edible glue because you really need the tiniest amount, and you know that your pieces are going to stay put together. Sometimes water doesn't end up holding up all the way, but it does work very well. But I always like to use the glue just to be sure. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue onto this leg. And I do that once I know where exactly I'm putting something, so that I don't end up having to take it off. And I'm attaching it. Oh, there we go. I need to not move this so much, but once we move on from adding these, I'm going to start to kind of make it a little bit seamless too, to make sure that these legs are really attached to the bear. Okay, so next I'm going to do the other one. So again, we're starting out with a ball of modeling chocolate, and I'm going to start tapering one side to form the leg. So it should look like this. And I made it a little curved because it is curving around the bottom of the body. I'm going to use some glue again. And hopefully as I put all these on, they look proportioned. Again, if we have to fix things, we can always fix things. That's the beauty of working with modeling chocolate. Okay, I'm going to try to carefully move this so you guys can see what I'm working with. So that's what I have so far. The legs are attached to the sides. I think eventually too, I'm going to attach the head to the base of the body too. Right now it's just on the toothpick, but to really solidify it on there, I'll use some glue. Okay, next we're doing the arms. So again, we're going to use the same idea. We're going to taper one side. These are going to be a little bit shorter than the legs. Naturally. And again, we're going to attach it the same way. Just like this. And don't worry about the seams right now, because again, we're going to add texture and everything's going to blend.
Is it possible to use edible glue for the head without the toothpick?
Someone asked if it's possible to use edible glue for attaching the head to the body without a toothpick. I'm sure it's definitely possible. I just like to put the toothpick in there to give it that stability and to really make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. But I'm sure you just want to be careful. You don't want to be moving it as much as I am like this, but I'm doing this so I can show you guys. But as you're making it, you just want to make sure that you're letting it set, and it should be fine. Okay, so we're on to the last arm. And again, you're starting with a ball of modeling chocolate, and you're just going to taper one side. Okay. Someone said it's already cute. Thank you. I tend to not think it's cute until it's got a lot of the texture. That's my favorite part. You don't even have to add texture if you don't want. I've seen some without texture, but I like the texture. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up. So you can see here, this is where I've attached the arms, and I kind of, even if it comes around the back like this, that's fine because we're going to add the texture. So here it is so far. And at this point, this is when I like to add the texture, and then we'll add the ears and the lighter colored modeling chocolate for the details. So.
One loves the donut cake in the background, right?
Oh, someone like the donut cake. I love that cake. That was using the donut cake someone just commented on. That's using our cake drip. And I actually dipped the donuts in the cake drip as well. That would be a fun class to do. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. So now at this point, I've got basically the gist of the bear all ready to go. So now we're just going to start with the texture. This is a time-consuming part, but it really brings the bear all together. Actually, I am going to attach the head with some glue before I do this. When you're using the glue or the water, a little goes a long way. You don't want to use too much or else things are going to be slipping and sliding. Okay. Okay, so for the texture, again, this is time consuming. If you have different sculpting,
Would you say for the blue?
someone asked how much time for the glue to set. It's definitely not in minutes or anything like that. I would say a couple hours just to make sure. Is there volume? Can you hear? I hope people can hear me.
We can hear you fine.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna start the texture. I'm just gonna do a little bit and then I'll bring it up closer to the camera so you can see what it starts to look like. So you can see that it starts to look like fuzzy. And all I'm doing is I'm kind of poking in with the toothpick and I'm dragging a little bit. Just like that. I'm sure they even sell molds out there now that create this texture. So you could always roll the modeling chocolate into the mold and then attach your pieces together too. Yeah, we're just going to continue to make this texture all the way around. And then after this, we'll work on some of the details. And if some of the chocolate crumbles off while you do this, because of the fact that you're kind of digging in and kind of pulling, that's okay. So I'm gonna go all the way around. I try to think of more things to talk about for modeling chocolate too. So the two flavors that are available in the modeling chocolate is a white chocolate, and that's going to be the ivory modeling chocolate and the bright white modeling chocolate and all the colors. And then the brown and the black modeling chocolate are made with dark chocolate. So that's the difference between the flavors and the colors. They're all delicious. I'm gonna bring this up close so you guys can see where we're at with the texture right now. So this is just using a toothpick. If you did have sculpting tools, you could use one of the pointy tools. I don't know the names of those sculpting tools, so I just say it's the pointy sculpting tool. You can use that to make the texture if you have the official tools. I like to recommend as many like household items too when doing these classes, because I feel like some people, if you're not doing this all the time, you might not want to invest in buying all the tools. So the toothpick works great. This is the most time-consuming part. And honestly, if you don't want to do the back, you don't have to do the back because no one's really going to see it. Okay. All right. So the head, the texture on the head is pretty much done. Oh, I've got some on the back. So again, I'm just poking it with the toothpick. Okay, now I'm going to begin. I'm gonna try to put it like this so you guys can see it better. Now I'm just gonna begin on the body and the arms. Again, we're just gently poking and kind of dragging a little bit when the toothpick is inside of the modeling chocolate. Are any of you guys new to using modeling chocolate? Do you use it often? Is this your first time? Let me know. I don't use modeling chocolate too often, but every time I do, I'm like, I should use this more because it's a lot of fun to work with. I do think it does seem very daunting to work with, especially if you see the really talented cake artists making very detailed sculptures or really immaculate cakes and they use modeling chocolate. But you can start with something simple.
How do you keep them eating it?
How do you keep from eating? That's a great question. Honestly,
Mostly full-time, first-time people.
yeah. Oh, most this is all first timers. Okay. I hope I'm making
Okay
it
to
look
snack.
not scary. What?
Okay,
It's okay to snack a little. I've had my fair share of modeling chocolate. Between the modeling chocolate and then the chocolate satin ice fondant, those are the two that are a lot of people's weaknesses. Okay, so I'll bring up the texture. So we got the paws, and now we're just working down the body. But this toothpick really works well. What else can I say about the modeling chocolate? Modeling chocolate is vegetarian. It is gluten-free and nut-free.
someone's asking about the edible glue.
Yes.
What is in it that makes it act like glue yet still be edible?
It's so I think what's in the edible glue that makes it still edible and work like glue is I think some of it is, let's see. Okay, so what makes it work as glue, first of all, there's the majority of it that makes it up is the corn syrup, and corn syrup is naturally like more of a sticky product. But also there are some gums in the product and that helps it work as a glue. Edible glue is very awesome. I know it's really weird.
And a little goes a long way.
Yes, and a little bit of glue goes a long way, but it's one of those products that it's great to have, especially if you're doing a lot of decorating, whether you're making cake toppers or decorating cookies with fondant or adding decorations. Like say you had a cookie covered in fondant and you wanted to add like some really cool, I know they have really cool sprinkles now, they're different shapes or anything, and you wanted to attach the sprinkle to the fondant, the edible glue will be your best friend. Or if you have like a fondant covered cake and you want to add your details, again, water, well, with attaching like fondant to fondant, water also works great, but I like that extra security of knowing with the glue that it's really going to stay stuck. What else for modeling chocolate? Some of the tools that you'll be using with modeling chocolate are some of the things you're seeing here. So I always like to work with a silicone mat as my working space just because it's easy to clean up after and it's a non-stick surface for the most part. You'll have to definitely, if you're going to work with modeling chocolate a lot, you'll want to get some of the sculpting tools. A lot of the common ones here are like a ball tool, or there's, I think it's called a Dresden tool, and it's kind of a pointy tool, but on the back end of it, it's smooth, so it will help you smooth out any of the edges and kind of create seamless edges on your topper or your sculpture.
Can somebody make a topper ahead of time, and how should they store it? How long will it keep?
Okay, someone asked if you can make a topper ahead of time. Yes, you can make a topper as early ahead as you want. I would recommend making it, letting it kind of sit out in the air to kind of solidify a bit. And then you can even store it in a airtight container, or you can really leave it out in open air if you want. I made this bear recently, but I made this bear a really long time ago. And look at it, it's still perfect. No one's ever, I don't think really people are gonna take chunks of modeling chocolate and eat it. You can, it's delicious, but if a topper, no one really eats the toppers, like big cake toppers on a cake.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I feel like, yeah, it doesn't fade. It's beautiful. I think a lot of people, when they do these toppers on cakes, the people who get the cakes even like to keep the toppers as kind of keepsakes to remember the cake. So the modeling chocolate sets really great, and it holds on really well. If I ever have a cake order, I start working on the toppers, as long as it's not like way too in advance. Like you can do it like even like a week or a couple weeks in advance to get a head start on things, because doing everything all at once is a lot.
Is it too hard to eat once it dries?
No, it's not too hard to eat once it dries. If modeling chocolate has to sit out for a long time, I think, to get really hard. But once this sits, like if I left this out overnight, tomorrow I could rip the arm off and I could eat it if I wanted to. It will be fine. All right, so the texture is looking really good. I'm making my way around. I'm gonna do the back a little bit just because it makes me feel like it's unfinished if I don't do it. So I'm gonna quickly do the back. I think also when people are working with modeling chocolate, they might get some of that cool spray. Yes.
Can you make roses out of modeling chocolate?
Can you make roses out of modeling chocolate? Yes, you can make amazing roses out of modeling chocolate. Actually, one of my first Michael's classes that I did, which is on their YouTube channel, I think I actually did the class twice because it was really popular. They were chocolate covered strawberries that I took strawberries, dipped them in chocolate, and then I made rose petals out of the modeling chocolate and made chocolate covered strawberry roses. And that was a really popular class, and Michael's will have that on their YouTube channel. So definitely check that out, but you don't have to do that with strawberries. You could do it using modeling chocolate all on its own. Sometimes when people make flowers, to make them not weigh as much, they will start out with a styrofoam ball and wrap the petals around that. It's up to you and what the end use is going to be for. And now that the colors are available, you can do red roses. Like for my class, I did dark chocolate roses because the red wasn't available in Michael's yet, but now you can get all the colors, which is great. Okay, I think I finally finished all the texture. So look at all the pieces that came off, and that's fine. You can end up putting those together, but I'm just putting them to the side for now. Okay, so this is the texture. So it looks like a fuzzy bear. Okay, so now at this point, we are going to start adding the ears.
Cover a cake.
Someone asked, would you ever cover a cake with modeling chocolate? Yes, I think it would be absolutely delicious. The only thing I'll say is modeling chocolate isn't as elastic as fondant would be. So with fondant, you can, once it needs, you can really stretch it. There's different techniques to cover cakes. Some people like to drape it over. you can do that, or you can do the paneling technique. So that doesn't really cause a lot of stress on the product. So you cut out a circle for the top and then you do a long rectangle and then you wrap it around the cake. Okay, so now I'm going to start the ears. And first I'm just going to kind of figure out what size ball I have to make to create the ear. So before I show you what I'm doing, I just want to make sure I have the right size. I think that's good. Okay. So again, that's a tip I like to do when I'm trying to figure out the size for something. I like to just make one, try it out and see if it works. And then I know about what size to make the other. Okay. I have 2 smaller balls of the modeling chocolate, and then I'm just going to lightly press down with my finger, kind of create a circle. Hopefully they're around the same size. I'm going to pick that up, and I'm just going to attach this to the head. I'm going to apply some glue. To the areas where I think I'm going to be putting the ear. And what's good about the glue too is that it does dry clear, so you don't have to worry about that showing. So here's the ears. So again, I started out with that ball of modeling chocolate, pressed down with my finger a little bit, picked it up. And then I kind of shaped, and once I put it on, it kind of shaped itself to look more like an ear as I attached it to the bear. Now I'm going to add just a tiny bit of texture to these. And then next we're going to work on adding the lighter color brown. Okay. So now at this point, put that to the side. Now we're going to work with the lighter brown to create some of the padding and the belly. And one of the bears, I put like a different color around the snout, and I think I like the way that looks, so I'm going to do that for this bear. Okay, so basically for the belly, we're going to get a little ball of the lighter brown. And what I do is I make a little ball, and then I start to make like an oval shape almost, like a log.
Someone's asking, why would you have texture to the area that you're still gonna cover it?
That's a good question. I just like to work on everything I think at once, and you don't have to add texture to the spot where you're gonna overlay it. You don't have to. I just did. I don't have a good reason. So I took the ball of modeling chocolate, I made it into like a log shape, and then I just pressed it onto here. Attached great, so that's the belly. And we'll do the same for the feet. So I just rolled a ball of the modeling chocolate and then attach it, and then use my finger to press down. And it creates little circles. It creates the perfect pads for the feet. And do the same for the hands. And then we'll do the same for the ears. This is what we got so far. And you can make this part textured too, but you don't have to. Okay, next we're gonna do that little snout where we're gonna put the nose. So I'm gonna start out with a circle. I'm gonna put it right in the front of the head. And I'm just going to press down to create a circle. Like that. And then we're gonna put the eyes on both sides. The reason I have the ball tool here is because if you want, you can create little sockets or like little indentations for where you're gonna put the eyes. Just like press down a little bit and it kind of creates some dimension. So it almost makes it look like the mouth and the nose are like slightly sticking out. So you can do that if you want, but you don't have to. Did that camera go out on the front? Yes. Sorry, guys. I think okay, it's back. A pop-up came up on the other camera, so I had to turn that off. Okay. So now we're going to do the eyes and the nose. And to do that, we're going to use the black. So the black I have in this little box. And again, these colors come in the little small pail with 4 ounces. And I'm gonna use my scissors to pierce through the safety. And really, we need the smallest amount for the black. So taking out the tiniest bit.
And somebody needs edible paint or markers in modeling chocolate to add some of the face details.
If you're using edible paint or markers, this is oil-based, so the markers won't work. Excuse me, because the markers are, I believe, water-based. You'd have to use a paint that works on chocolate. Okay, so now we're going to do the eyes and the nose. Let's see if these, I like to test the size first, and then I'm going to put some glue in the area where I'm going to put the eyes. The glue does set very fast though, because the glue that I put on my mat earlier is already starting to set and starting to have a film. So I need somewhere I'm going to put the nose too. Okay, so I'm going to put the nose. And now we're going to do the eyes. So I want to make 2 small balls of the black modeling chocolate around the same size. We're just going to attach them. Make sure they're even. Now you have a cute little teddy bear. And to really drive it home and to make it Valentine's theme, we're going to have it hold a red heart. You can have it hold whatever you want to make it for any theme. Okay, so we'll take the red. And again, if you don't have a knit mold for it, you don't have to do that. It could just be a plain heart. We are not going to need a ton for this, so I'm just going to take out a small portion. Okay, make sure it's nice and kneaded. You want to make sure your hands or your gloves are clean before picking up another color too, so that you don't need any of that in. So I have my knit mold impression, and I'm just going to kind of flatten the modeling chocolate out a little bit. I haven't used this in a really long time. And then I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm just going to lightly roll it on top of the impression mat. And then I'm going to peel it away. It's so cool. Look at that. It creates a knit texture. I love it.
How long is the modeling chocolate good for, and can you put it in the freezer if you were doing them in advance?
I believe, I forget how the shelf life for modeling chocolate, I believe it's 12 months. The modeling chocolate, that seems about right. I believe the modeling chocolate is about 12 months, as long as it's stored airtight. And you just store it at room temperature. You don't want to store it in an area that's really, really hot, because then the modeling chocolate will start to get melty. Just at a room temperature in a cooler room, that'd be even better. But I store mine at a room temperature. You don't want to put it in the fridge because of condensation and all of that. Works great at room temp. Okay, so I have my red modeling chocolate, and I put it on the knit impression mold. And now I'm just going to use my heart cutter. Cut out a heart. And we're just going to put it in front of the bear. And it's holding the heart, and it's the cutest thing ever. And that's it. That's the bear. Like I said earlier, if you wanted to take this to the next level, you could even put little hearts on the pads of the feet and the arms. You could put hearts all over the bear if you wanted to. But like I said, you could do this in any color. Got the blue one here. This is great for baby showers. You could do a blue, you could do a light pink, any color. But they're all really cute. That's it for today's class. Thank you guys so much for joining today's class. I hope you learned a little bit about modeling chocolate and it doesn't seem so daunting to you. It's a lot of fun to work with. So if you haven't used it yet, definitely go check out Michael's, pick up some modeling chocolate. Now that there's the 4 ounces, it's a nice size to try out and make something. You can always tag us on social media and we can repost whatever you make.
Thank you.
And you guys are welcome. Thank you for joining.
Can you put the bear up on the camera?
Yes, I can put the bears up on the camera. This is
Hey Sarah, we lost you. I'm sorry. Technical snafu over here. Just on the audio.
Can you hear? Can you hear
Yep,
me
we
now?
can hear you now. Thanks, Sarah. Sorry about that.
So I was just saying, in the meantime, you guys can join my next class and sign up for March. It's Easter egg cookies with royal icing. So that's on the Michael's website too. But thank you guys so much for joining today's class, and we'll see you next time.